Nintendo has released countless sport spin-offs for the Mario franchise, ranging from golf to tennis to soccer, but there is one game that stands out amidst the bunch, and that game is Mario Super Sluggers. Though unfortunately, this game was hopelessly overshadowed by every other Mario sports game on the market. So please, join me as we take a deep dive into what makes this game so special and why it was forgotten.
Woohoo! Let's go!
Mario Super Sluggers was released all the way back in 2008 on the Nintendo Wii. It was a direct sequel to the first Mario sports game to feature baseball, Mario Superstar Baseball for the GameCube. Now, Mario Superstar Baseball was received with pretty positive reception, with scores such as 76 from Metacritic and a 7.9 from IGN. So it was understandable why Nintendo decided to make a sequel for this game. But even now, years after this game was released, people are incredibly puzzled as to why this game was cast under the shadows by fans and rarely ever mentioned. Now, maybe this is just the nostalgia talking, but anyone that has played this game will know that it's an awesome experience. Nintendo's implementation of using the Wiimote to act as a baseball bat just adds so much immersion. Truly, hitting a home run has never felt more satisfying than in this game. But please, just follow rule number 1. Always wear your wrist strap. This game also features a full single-player story campaign, which was an absolute delight to play. The story itself was pretty generic. Play as Mario, get through multiple worlds, and defeat Bowser. But the gameplay itself is genuinely really fun. Along the way, you recruit team members that all have special abilities. For example, Mario can talk to various plant life and is the only one that can use warp pipes. Donkey Kong can climb vines and smash wooden barrels and wooden crates. This game is just chock full of so much charm that a lot of people missed out on, which leads us to the question, why exactly was it forgotten? Well, for starters, this game was exclusively released in North America and Japan. Why was this done? Most likely because baseball isn't as popular in places such as Europe and Australia. People also speculated that because Mario Kart Wii was released only months prior, it wouldn't get the attention it deserved in these places. You might also assume that this game wasn't exactly promoted to its fullest potential, and that Nintendo may have swept this game under the rug for some reason. But if you do absolutely any research on how this game was advertised, you would be surprised. You see, Nintendo promoted this game on a level I have never seen them promote before. For starters, they released commercials that are goofy and lighthearted, in classic Nintendo fashion.
Michael!
So,
Mario Super Sluggers, rated E for everyone.
Alongside the launch of the game, they also released virtual playing cards for players to collect. They created an online Adobe Flash program hosted at the URL MarioSuperSluggersCards.com. After signing up and creating a profile, players would have to go out and find the cards on various child-friendly websites, places like Nick.com, 4Kids TV, and even YouTube. There were 82 cards in total, divided into 4 rarity levels. 41 character cards make up the first level, 24 special swing/pitch cards make up the second level, 12 team cards make up the third level, and 5 stadium cards make up the fourth level. Players were also able to earn special downloads. By placing 2 compatible cards in the double play drop zone, players can make double plays and unlock special videos, wallpapers, and screensavers. If you manage to get all 82 cards, a post featuring Mario and all of the cards is unlocked. In addition, their username will be added to the leaderboard below players who previously completed their collections. Players were also able to trade their cards with other players, similarly to Pokemon. But these cards aren't actually inspired by Pokemon, because these cards are actually based on baseball trading cards, which have been out over a century longer than Pokemon cards. These cards feature various famous baseball players from throughout the years, similar to how the Super Sluggers cards feature various iconic Mario characters. I guess the only difference between these two is that you can't get unbelievably rich off of selling Super Sluggers cards. And hey, if you've enjoyed the video so far, then please consider subscribing. It helps out way more than you know. Thanks. Another massive thing that Nintendo did to promote this game was feature Mario at a huge real-life baseball game. On Friday, September 5th, 2008, the New York Yankees played the Seattle Mariners at Safeco Field, and Nintendo decided to promote Mario Super Sluggers at this event. There were 2 game demo booths where people could play the game, and physical versions of the virtual cards we discussed earlier were passed out amongst the crowd. Every inning, someone was randomly chosen to win a free Nintendo Wii and a copy of Mario Super Sluggers. Whenever a home run or any good play happened, the video screen would show a gameplay clip of Mario, Luigi, or Bowser. A Mario mascot was also present before the game and took pictures with fans alongside the Mariners Moose, but had left after the first inning. Now, the only reason this promotion was possible is because the Nintendo of America offices were located in the Seattle area, and they had owned a majority of the Mariners at the time. But nonetheless, this event should have been absolutely crucial for the game's success. So why did it still fall into obscurity like it did? Taking a look at the reviews, we see that this game wasn't hated by any means. In fact, the reviews were actually pretty decent, but it seems like a critical flaw in the game was the fact that it had no online play. So let's take a look at that. Many people say that the lack of online play heavily reduced the experience for them, and that if online play was a thing, the game would have been much better. But many people also say that the original was so much better than Super Sluggers, but neither of them have online play, and they are both pretty much the same, except Super Sluggers is just so much more polished, and the motion controls add such an incredible level of immersion. So I don't exactly get why people prefer Superstar Baseball. If we were to compare it to another very popular baseball game such as MLB The Show, we would see that these two are also very similar. They are both fundamentally just baseball games, but Super Sluggers adds a whole level of personality and charm to the game that was just never there before. But despite that, people still seem to have not liked it, and would rather play the original over Super Sluggers. It's also speculated that maybe the game just didn't sell well, which also isn't exactly accurate, because in Japan, Super Sluggers sold over 230,000 copies, and in North America, it sold over 2 million copies. Now, for Nintendo, 2 million copies is child's play, but nonetheless, that is a pretty decent number of sales. So, to finally answer the question of why was Mario Super Sluggers forgotten, it's because it was just that. Players felt that this game was just overall a forgettable experience. Whether it was because of the lack of online play, or the original just being much better, players just didn't feel like this game was something worth remembering. And for the people that actually do enjoy it, they felt like this game was just criminally underrated and obscured from the general public. And that is unfortunately why Mario Super Sluggers was forgotten. But this is not the end. No, this is not the end. This will not stop us Mario baseball fans. We will get a Mario Super Sluggers remake for the Switch. We will alert the general public about this masterpiece. We will overcome everything in our path. So stay tuned next time on Pristine B.